I stopped taking trips to the mall, stacking to spend it in Paris, racks like it ain't no regard. I make my digits do backflips, I don't be taking days off. They sleeping on me like a mattress, I only pick up if they call to speak to me about the cash now. I don't be wanting to talk or speak to the questions they asking. I'm in my bag like a hand, better yet more like a trash can. I tell them they should have a seat. If Smoochie is who they can't stand, man, I'ma just keep it 100. I want bitches and Jacksons and grants in my pants now. I used to work off my feelings and then it got real and I put them aside. I used to say free my niggas, but then I realized they committed a crime.
It's PATisDOPE, and I'm here with
Smoochie Blanco, leader of the Litty Gang. Litty Gang, Litty Gang.
the Litty Gang. Is before every video. We've been doing Friday Night Lights. It's been pretty good. People been showing love, saying good and bad things. But you can rap, and you also rapping about touchy subjects.
Right.
Who are you?
Smoochie Blanco, man. I've been doing this for over 15 years. Used to go by Baby Sean. You know what I'm saying? Had to let all that go. I think we talked about that in the last interview. Lost that name. So, you know, I'm Smoochie Blanco, man. I'm an activist. I'm an artist. You know.
Explain activist.
Activist. You know, I stand for things. You know, I have a lot of things that I stand for. Number one thing is black people. You know, the empowerment of black people and just to see a better living for our race. You know what I'm saying? So that's always, I guess.
How do you get into that? I might cut you off because
a
lot of people just see trap this, trap that. So
Yeah.
we're going to explain to them. How do you get into being an activist? Do you really care?
I mean, so for me, it was growing up in Union Temple Baptist Church over in Southeast, you know.
Okay.
So I went to church every Sunday where the mural on my wall was Sojourner Truth. It was Malcolm X. It was Martin Luther King. It was the typical, that black Jesus image. So, you know, that's been ingrained in me since I was young. You know, I grew up, did different things, switched, you know, went off the path. But just always knowing that, you know, the things, I would rather be more positive than detrimental, you know what I mean? As far as my music, knowing the potential reach or power that comes with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm a socially, I guess, responsible artist, so that's
facts. Who do you like right now? Underground, popular, industry? Who really has your attention right now?
Nobody. That's the crazy thing about it. I mean, like, if it's something that I'm listening to, it's old. Like, I have listened to a lot of the newer things, and like Pusha T was cool, you know, Kanye was cool. I felt like Kanye sounded a lot like his previous albums. I was expecting like, oh my God, Kanye got a whole new flow, whole new beats, you know, just because of the way that he's been thinking, the way he's presenting himself. So I'm thinking the music was going to reflect that. So I don't know, I just been kind of bored. Me and my cousin were just talking like, who got the best albums out right now? I'm like, I don't even know who album's out because it's just like, the other thing is everybody dropping shit with no promo, and that don't work for everybody. So I mean, definitely got to check out that Kid Cudi and Kanye. I heard that was a whole different delivery. I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm looking forward to that joint. I was pleased with J. Cole, but it's nothing that I wanted to keep running back to, like no
replay
songs
value.
really
No replay value.
yeah. You know, Cardi, I'm tired of that, but I was on that when that dropped.
You told me that.
Yeah, so yeah.
What about locally? What about locally? We're in the DMV. We're in DC. I know you're back and
locally,
forth.
I definitely rock with IDK. I was very bad joint. I was fucking with that heavy. Always, if anything Chaz French drops, I'm a fan of, you know. I've been fucking with 3-0 Black, like a lot of his joints I definitely rock to, you know, they got a bounce value to them, I guess, but yeah, I think I saw that Rico Nasty just got signed, so I thought that was tight. I haven't really like listened to her shit. Yeah, she got a fader cover, yeah, so I thought that was real big and definitely dope, not only for DC, but for women too, you know what I'm saying, so big ups to Rico Nasty. That was tight. I saw that on Instagram the other day.
15 years in the game. You've been when it was the Wale era where you had to go outside and rap. When you had to run around, put flyers on the car. To now social media, where you can sit in the house and just become a rapper if the right Instagram video blows up.
Yeah.
What do you think right now? Where do you fit in the game?
That's the hardest transition for me because it's like, you know, constantly trying to stay abreast on, first of all, what are the new sites? You know, I need to be on this, I need to be on that. Is Snapchat worth it? Is this, you know, where do you spend your time? Twitter played out. Now we got to get back on Instagram, you know, don't post too much, get on your story. So it's like just trying to keep up with all of that, you know. I think I'm right there in between though. I mean, and it's also a question that I've been talking to my team, like, do you put out CDs anymore? Do you put them on flash drives? How you giving this shit out? If you do go hand in hand, you just give them a flyer, check it out on iTunes. So I think it's just a learning process. I think that going out and being hand in hand and face to face is still important. And I also feel like a lot of people hide behind numbers. Like, you can have all the numbers in the world, on your page, but are these people actually listening? Are you really getting these followers? If you were to go to the club, it's going to be 3,000 people singing your song, like you got 3,000 likes. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. I'm still kind of just tossed up in the whole.
Why do you still do it? I know you.
Because I know that's what's working, right? You know, that's what you got to do. You got to be on social media. I feel like there is some value to it. Because I've met people from France, and he just sent me a track, and he's rapping in French, and I spit them joints, send it back. So now I got a song in French, things that I want. I can't just show up to France and meet a person. You know what I'm saying? So it has its benefits. You know, I just don't think that's like solely the way to go about it. Because it's also weird. Like you like all of these people things, and then you get in a room with them, and it's like, what the fuck we got to talk about? I don't know what you like, what you laugh at, if you got a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff I think matters. And so I still want to meet you in person. I still want to hang out, kick it. Let's go, you know, take a shot, whatever. Like, let's shoot some pool, have some fun, you know. So.
All right, us being from the DMV, you being, you know, into politics, right?
Right.
Activists, Black Power, all this type of stuff. You know, it's violence going on. It's people blowing up. Q the Fool getting signed, like we said, Rico Nasty, Chaz French. What's going on right now? If somebody was to ask you in Atlanta, your mental state of where you from, what's going on in DC right now, or the DMV?
So, and I guess that got to be broken down on a number of levels. I think politically, we have a whole lot of gentrification going on. You know, we've seen a lot of people from the outside coming in, and they're getting these benefits and privileges and all of these things that we're not necessarily afforded or able to even afford. For instance, the apartments on 8th Street. I can't move down there, but we ride down and we see white people running up and down there with their dogs and all of that, and the people that once lived there is now pushed out elsewhere. So in that sense, I think it's hurt. I mean, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? It's painful to see them like, oh, you can turn this over. But I think just trying to find balance in it, like, all right, so they bring more corporations to the city, so maybe that's an opportunity for more jobs. Like, just trying to see the positive in it. I think that the violence and all of that is definitely a cry out, especially amongst the youth. You know, we are doing more anti-bullying efforts than has ever had to do, which I think social media plays a role in a lot of that. You know, the music industry is popping. You know, shout out the Capitol just won. So entertainment is always good, but it's like, what does education look like? Budget's getting cut left and right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's tight. We got people getting signed from the city, but you know, we got kids going to school, and it's probably 40 kids in the classroom, and they might have 20 textbooks or whatever the case may be.
And
so
there's a lot of sharing going on.
Yeah, the sharing, or people just not having. You know, so. I definitely think a change is coming. I think we're on the brinks of a shift. Okay. I think it's fucked up that ain't nobody running against Mayor Bowser. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked to see some competition there. Definitely would like to see somebody else as mayor of the city, you know. But as long as we get out and vote and we get these congressional, the right Congress members into the right wards and shit like that, you know, I think it's hope. Like, you got Trayon holding it down in the 7th ward.
Tony Lewis.
Tony Lewis definitely. I think they got. Girl named Sharice Crawford or something like that. She's another young black woman. So I know it's people that's there that knows, but it's like, you know, Rome, like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay. But it also ain't take 500 years. So it's like, you know, people want to see progress. People want to see change. And I feel like, you know, I would like to see it happening faster than it's happening as quick as you can turn St. E's over into a what they call it, the Gateway Pavilion. Yeah. You know, turn the neighborhood over like that, or turn the schools over. You ride past these schools, they look like prisons. So why do a kid? You know, I don't want to go there. I'd rather hang out, you know. So
let's get back to the music. The rest of the interview is about Smoochie Blanco. What's Smoochie? What's Smoochie Blanco?
What is it? Who is it?
What is it? Like, what does that mean?
It's mysterious. You know, I'd be like, Smoochie be the name, don't ask me how I got it type shit. Like, don't ask. It's like, nah. That shit came from back when I used to bang. You know what I'm saying? That was my big homie named me Smoochie Relic. Got shortened out to Smoochie Blanco. I like the way Griselda came through, strong arm the drug game. So I just wanted to basically do that same thing with the music, because I don't have to sell sex. I don't want to sell sex. I don't want to get naked. I don't want to do any of that, which normally, I guess, would be expected from a female rapper. I don't want to have to compete with sex, with finding out if sex sells. You know, I want to sell music, so I always said I wanted to strong arm the game. Like, we're going to come through, we're going to keep it real, it's going to be raw, we're going to talk about shit that really matters, you're going to respect me as a woman, and that's where the whole Blanco thing comes from, just the way Griselda did the drug game. She made niggas respect her. Like, she's the one who introduced drive-bys and all of that on the motorcycles and shit. So, you know, just like creating that lane, I want to create a path where it's like cool to be proud of what you stand for. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be the most popular thing, it might not be the most get the thing that gets the most likes, but if it's at the thing that at the end of the day you can go to bed at night knowing that, yeah, I stood for something, I'm cool with that. I don't know if I ever told you the whole reason I changed everything is because I got checked by my grandmother. She came across a song and I was rapping about all these guns I had in the house, all this shit. Yeah, some of my homies had guns, shit like that, but my grandma stopped me and was like, where these guns at? Like, they ain't in my house. And that shit threw me off because I'm like, man, go ahead, grandma. She was like, nah, for real, they not. No, they not in here. And I'm like, nah, but that was like humbling and shit. You get checked by your grandmother. That's worse than getting checked by any OG on the street.
It's like you let her down.
Yeah, you
Let
just
grandma
like, oh,
down.
nah, never mind, grandma. I was just playing.
But so basically, that goes to say.
Just switch it up. I don't ever want to have to feel like that. I don't ever want to have to stop and be like, oh, no, you know, I was just saying, nah, I mean,
that's everybody
shit.
now.
Yeah,
they got somebody else
I ain't never just saying, I mean what the fuck. I mean, excuse, I don't know about it. But I mean what I say, you know what I'm saying? I don't never want to just be playing or just, oh, I just said that because I was drunk. That's why a lot of times I don't even record when I'm drunk, you know what I'm saying? I'll do little stories, but I delete that shit by morning once I see it. Like, oh, no, I don't want to be represented that way.
What's out right now? Let's talk about a single you performed to open the interview up, and what's on the way.
All right, so that's a joint called OMG. It's produced by my homies, the Dramatics. They out of North Carolina as well. I went to school in Winston-Salem State, so I got a lot of little connections and plugs I keep in touch with. So the OMG joint, I'm basically just talking about what I used to do, how I saw that wasn't working. The opening line is I stopped taking trips to the mall. I'm stacking and spending in Paris. Like right now, I want to travel. I want to get out. All of that, keeping up with the Joneses, keep going to the mall, trying to get this, get that. I'm good on that. Like I can go give me a $10 t-shirt as long as it look fly, I'm good. Like make shit look good. It don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So that song is just basically is because I get a lot of that response, like, oh damn, oh my god, like, oh my god. So I just played off of that, the whole OMG, oh my god. But at the same time, I'm saying, oh my god, I'm a god, oh my god, I'm a god. When I speak it, it really happened. Like I had this realization as I was writing the song, like, oh my god, like I'm a god. Like if I speak something, it really happens. Like that's why I'm conscious about what I put in my music, because I know I can be out here talking about my homies getting shot at, and then I'll be speaking that, and then they turn around and these things are coming into fruition. You know, I believe that you manifest the things that you speak. So yeah, with the whole OMG, I talk about how I used to throw up that 5 till I looked in the mirror and only seen one. And you know, there ain't no diss to the Bloods or to my homies or nothing like that, but I did used to throw up the 5. And then when it came down to, oh, you gotta go to court, oh, you gotta do this, oh, you gotta do that, pay this lawyer, I'm calling my mother, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's that realization. I looked in the mirror, I only seen one. I used to say free my niggas, and then I realized they committed that crime. So what am I, nah, do your time, bro. Like, do that shit, you did it. So do your time. We'll see you when you get out. I don't, you know, all of that feeling sorry for somebody who blatantly go out and do it. I don't got it in me. So, you know, this song is just touching on a lot of those things that, you know, I guess people would see to be cool. I'm just like, it's not cool to me. It's like, you know, so just coming in the realization that, you know, and then as somebody singing it, they're gonna be singing, oh my God, I'm a God, oh my God. So, you know, now they start wondering, what am I a God, or what does that really mean? So then you start to do that research, or you might have an awakening yourself, you know. So yeah, that's the single that I'm gonna be pushing for this next project. I've been playing around with this title, and then there was Smoochie, you know what I'm saying?
And there was Smoochie as the next project.
Then there was Smoochie.
Okay,
yeah, you know the last joint was called Let's Call It Black.
Okay.
So we got Let's Call It Black, and then there was Smoochie, and then that might be a little bit more personal, because Let's Call It Black was straight up for the people type joint. We're on, you know, so I'm playing around with that name. I was thinking about the light. I got a couple titles that I've been playing around with, but nothing is.
So we getting it 2018 summer.
Maybe fall. My birthday is in the fall, so that might be my gift. You know, a birthday gift to self and to the people. You know, drop the whole new project. My birthday is September 27th, so it might be going down around there.
What does Smoochie Blanco have to do to break the mold, to get the credit, the looks, you know, the things that she deserves?
I think consistency. That's always been my downfall. Consistency, and it's not because well, sometimes it is because I bullshit. Sometimes it is because I'm just distracted. But a lot, I honestly, truthfully believe in taking time to live. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be recording every day. I ain't gonna be coming out like how Wayne did his mixtapes, 500 mixtapes in the summer. I'm not doing that because I need to take time to live. I got to take time to analyze things. I got to take time to reflect, see how I felt about it, and then put it in, you know what I'm saying, put it into context, put it into a song and all of that. So sometimes you might look up 6 months to gone by and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to express what I went through, you know what I'm saying, in January. Now it's June, and I'm like, fuck. But a lot of times I run up on these invisible deadlines that I set for myself. Nobody else know these dates. But I'm in the house like, oh shit, I gotta get out, I gotta get it out. And then it's like, is that your best work? Or, you know what I'm saying, did you rush it because you had this date? So I go back and forth with that. But that's something that I have definitely made my priority for 2018 is consistency. So, you know, like even with the Friday Night Lights, we dropping the joint every
And it's
week.
been consistent.
Yeah, being consistent with that, you know, even consistently pushing a working joint. and just making sure like I meet people, follow up with them, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Because I meet people every day, all day. I take the business cards and then I don't hit them up. You know what I'm saying? So just that kind of stuff, you know, making connections, not being afraid to go up to that person and reach out, just swallowing your pride, all that type of stuff that I think a lot of artists struggle with, you know, but I don't know if they often say that in their interviews and shit like that, but that shit is real, you know.
Man, this PATisDOPE, man. This is the let's just take this as the introduction to Smoochie Blanco. The other one, it was cool, but we good. It's PATisDOPE, Smoochie Blanco, one-on-one interview. Hey, look, you got 30, 45 seconds. Talk your shit. Plug your shit. The stage is all yours.
First things first, power to the people, black power, man. Keep it black, keep it proud. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole lot of new music, videos, photos, interviews, all kinds of things coming forward. So make sure you stay tuned at Smoochie Blanco on everything. No underscores, no asterisks, no the real this, none of that, none of this. Litty Gang, we out.